Alright, we've gone through the direct drum, installing the piston, and then we've also gone through packing the direct clutch, which is very similar to packing the forward clutch and your different options with that. Now we're going to go through some of the differences in the forward drum and clutch assemblies and things to look for there, but it's very similar to the direct clutch. Things to look for, obviously this is what it looks like. You got two halves, you got an outer and an inner. Now they put the same lip seal that you have in the center of the direct drum on the forward drum. Now the reason they do that on these is to meter the apply so you don't get that big thud when you put it into gear. It just kind of eases in, and then like one half will shoot the piston out and then the other half applies later. It's very similar to how reverse works in the direct drum. Except on this, all we're doing is dividing two chambers that go to the same spot. Whereas on a direct drum, we're dividing third gear in reverse. So there doesn't need to be any further modification. If you want to pull that seal out, and so you get firm apply all at once in your forward drum, you're not going to have a problem there. It's just when you put it into gear, it's going to feel firm real quick. Now, in the seal kit, instead of that lip seal, like this, you will also get this seal, which was common in Cadillac transmissions. Don't ask me why, it just was. The bevel went down just like that. The center seal, similar to the direct clutch, you'll get two of these and one of these. This seal would go upward, and this one would just go in just like that. Only found on Caddies, 98% of the time. You do that, ignore it in the seal kit. Alright, the shaft is press fit in. Never disturb the press fit. Now there's some guys on the internet which will press this shaft out so their seal compressor will work. Once you disturb this press fit, you'll never get the damn thing back in, so avoid doing that at all cost somehow. That's why I make my own pullers and stuff. But there are other aftermarket setups that you don't have to disturb that. Just give it a quick tug, make sure it's firm in there. There's two different input shafts. This is the common one. As you'll see, 99% of the time it looks like that. A little bit of a bevel right there. You look for wear right here, and on the inside of the drum here where the sealing rings go. Look right here and make sure that doesn't move in and out. Nice firm press fit. Some of the older 60s vintage transmissions will have a larger spline there, and they'll have a pronounced ridge right here, and you can see it pretty big. They're very hard to find. You find one, hang on to it, you know, use it where you need it. Things to look for, make sure this isn't plugged. Very common for a wasp to build a nest in there. Somebody biffs it off the truck as a core. These holes need to be all clean so the oil flows through the torque converter. There is a plug right in the middle here, so it only goes in about yay far. This hole in the center is a lubrication port that is fed through the pump. This also needs to be cleaned. Moving on. Let's see here. Here we go. Now, traditionally, what did I do with that wavy? What did I do with it? Oh, for the love of Pete, I can't. Well, you come with 4 steels and a wavy steel. So you'd have 4 forwards at 77 and a wavy steel that looks like this. This isn't designed for cushioning, just like that center seal is in the drum. And this is designed so you don't get that big clunk when you put it in gear. You never wanted to have that in a luxury car. Pickup trucks, not so much. Heavy duty application, yeah. What you can do, 98% of the time this will just burn your clutch pack out in a performance application, so just shit can that. And you can substitute it with a direct steel. And you use 4 forwards and 1 direct, and that'll get you through your clutch pack on a 5-disc clutch. You got a 6-disc, then you got to get a little more fancy. But here we go. And you can pack this pretty much the same way. You know, there's different options. You can go 4-disc and adjust it by staggering your steels. You can use custom steels. I highly suggest omitting the wavy. But what we're going to do is we're going to do, on this one, we're going to do a direct with 4 forwards. clutch. There we go. Steel, forward, steel, forward. And again, same rule applies. Just look right here and you can see where the lip's going. You want to get that lip pretty close. Now in a driving application, you can overpack this. You go 6 disc. This can be a tight one because you normally don't have to worry about reverse. The only time that this clutch actually releases is during reverse. So if you're not worried about reverse, then you can pack this one pretty tight. If you need to go forward reverse, which is what a lot of stuff I do, then you got to worry about this turning into a shifting clutch. This was never intended to be a shifting clutch, so you try to, you know, adjust accordingly. But I like that pack. That's not a bad pack all the way around. You could probably tighten it up and be okay too. If, like I said, for a driving application, I might go a little tighter depending on what the app is. Got your brass washer right here. Well, it's a composite actually, but this is your forward drive hub. It goes in your clutch pack, a little different than a direct. This is what drives your rear planetary. It goes all the way through via that shaft. And then this is your forward hub, and which also, well, this is your forward backing plate, which also drives your direct clutch apparatus. So when this disengages, the outside of this, which is hooked to the outside of the drum to your input shaft, is what drives you in reverse. And obviously put in the clip. Now if I wanted to check the clearance on this, traditionally I would leave out the middle hub and then go through there with a feeler gauge like that. Pretty good. And now don't forget, this is the critical one that you're going to forget. This is the washer that goes in between the direct drum and the forward drum. Now these are commonly plastic. I always suggest getting these composite metal. Glue it in there. There's your clutch pack. I'll show you guys how to air check these clutch packs, both the forward and the direct, when I get into final assembly, which will be the next series of videos. Thank you. wrenchmanrepair.com